Do you want to create a virtual world with AI-driven elements that's realistic and immersive? It could be the latest video game or the ultimate gaming experience. There's a lot of emerging technologies and business objectives to consider, and you need a comprehensive plan and to make the right decisions. In this video, we'll be providing you with the latest and successful VR game with AI-driven elements to maximize player satisfaction. So have no fear, let's dive into the amazing world of AI technology. If you're ready to take your world to the next level, subscribe to MetaGen now to keep watching for the latest insights and tips to help you create the ultimate gaming experience with AI-driven elements. AI technology has shown the potential in the gaming industry, and there are now many ways that it can be used. AI algorithms like pathfinding can help enemies move around virtual landscapes, and intelligent bots can make decisions based on complex datasets. Deep reinforcement learning is a powerful tool for optimizing game mechanics like movement and combat systems, by automatically adjusting variables until they produce meaningful results. Natural language processing can be integrated with dialogue options and character conversations, making NPCs behave realistically in response to player actions and responses within the gaming world. Ultimately, understanding each type of AI is essential for creating successful video games to maximize player satisfaction. So what steps do you need to properly implement these tools? VR games use AI to make their player experience better. That means developers have to be careful when building the game. Rule-based algorithms can be used for basic NPCs and interactions between players in a VR environment. Scripted AI is best for dialogue sequences and creating a realistic feel with an animation physics engine. Machine learning techniques like deep reinforcement learning offer more advanced simulations, which create compelling challenges and assess risk. Emergent behavior is the highest level, where complex systems create new opportunities that weren't designed but come from existing elements together naturally. The challenge too is how far developers are willing to push the boundaries using the tools available to create an immersive experience. To effectively use AI in a VR game, developers need to create a plan that's tailored to their project. This plan should include both technical and non-technical aspects. Technical components can include algorithmic scripts used to control NPC behaviors and mechanized story elements, as well as AI systems that collect data from player interactions to adjust the game's difficulty level using machine learning methods like deep reinforcement learning. Non-technical factors like creating believable characters, developing vibrant dialogue sequences, and turning environmental realism should also be taken into account. Finally, all of these steps should be implemented efficiently across different platforms while requiring minimal resources, yet providing maximum play value. So how do you make sure that these decisions you make during development are informed by relevant trends? There's no one-size-fits-all approach, but having a comprehensive understanding of emerging tools and business objectives will help you make the right decisions and stay on the path to virtual reality gaming innovation. What strategies can developers use to ensure their AI-powered VR game is successful? In order to successfully incorporate AI into a game, developers need to create an effective plan. This starts by defining the design objectives and player experiences they want for a project, as well as any technical constraints or restrictions they have. They also need to think about what type of AI is needed. Will it be basic scripting, or is deep reinforcement learning preferable? Or do they want emergent behavior that uses complex simulations from existing elements interacting naturally together within their environment? It's important to make sure scalability and maintainability are taken into account when creating this plan, so the team can adjust it as development continues if needed. Using all the information gathered in Step 1, React Studios creates a comprehensive roadmap based on a list of tactical and strategic goals. This roadmap details exactly how they implement each portion, which gives timelines until completion. They also discuss any foreseen risks associated with making changes after testing is started in greater detail, once the test parameters have been agreed upon by key stakeholders. Finally, once everything is complete, there are still matters like user acceptance tests, which involve real players experiencing the product firsthand, to be done one last time before the go-live cycle begins. This ensures that expected outcomes are achieved and quality assurance standards are exceeded prior to deployment for target users. What practical measures should studios take when implementing these test results during production cycles for various levels of complexity? Once you've tested your AI-driven VR game in a simulated environment, the next step is to select and implement the right tools. You should map out how these technologies will interact with your game's environment. For example, decision trees can be used to help NPCs make decisions based on parameters set by developers, while neural networks help build a battle system respond realistically to different input datasets. When choosing the right technology for each element of your virtual world, like character movements and dialogue or environmental responses, you need to think about scalability so your program can grow with future innovations and your research team inside and outside the industry. It's important to know which type of technique works best for your studio objectives, rule-based algorithms versus scripted AIs, and etc. But you also need to be aware of potential pitfalls associated with using certain types of artificial intelligence, like unpredictable behavior seen through emergent systems due to the complex nature of working with intelligent agents. Make sure you properly document any changes made before launch so bugs don't slip into production cycles unnoticed. You should also understand the practical limits of current implementation processes, taking into account resource availability. What measures are taken during development pipelines to ensure long-term maintenance results? Using AI tools for game development can be challenging and time-consuming, but having the right platform in place is essential. Rule-based systems like Behavior Designer make it easy to craft complex NPC behaviors, while machine learning models like TensorFlow or PyTorch let you develop advanced simulations that will be too hard or tedious to do by hand. Game engines also have built-in features tailored specifically towards character control like animation controllers and pathfinding navigation via behavior trees. Once all these elements are integrated properly, your project will open up new possibilities within its virtual world, possibilities that wouldn't exist without replicating real-life processes and AI algorithms. So how do we make sure that VR games using AI stay balanced? Balancing means adjusting values so players don't reach an unbeatable level or have it be too easy at first. It also means balancing resource usage before competitors and making sure algorithmic outputs are fair during gameplay sessions over time. By understanding these needs beforehand when designing our manuals and automation tasks and setting key data points about player progression after each session, you can make sure impacts aren't felt randomly by users depending on user activities in the virtual reality universe. What strategies can be used to ensure that VR games using AI remain balanced? When you're developing a VR game, the final steps can be just as important as any other stage. To make sure the AI elements of your virtual reality world interact with each other and react realistically to player input, you want to debug these systems using automated testing approaches like unit tests or integration acceptance tests. Using AI-driven debugging tools like Crash Insights can help you find bugs in complex virtual environments faster than analyzing unknown errors quickly and accurately. Optimization is also important when integrating artificial intelligence into video games. Making sure algorithms are running efficiently will help keep hardware performance up throughout development cycles. Once your project is live, but before you start releasing patches regularly, which may include changes to both rule-based and machine learning models, you can use user data from analytics packages to get insights about possible optimizations that could improve engagement metrics over time, across different gamer profile groups or platforms used during playthroughs. How much control should we give our users when providing them feedback about balancing parameters that are adjusted automatically? Troubleshooting and optimizing your VR game's AI systems can be tricky. A great way to start is by profiling the environment, looking for any issue or bottleneck that appears during a testing cycle and breaking them down into smaller tasks. This helps you make quick adjustments while keeping the logic intact. You can use tools like development logs or databases to update it as needed. It's also important to remember scalability when troubleshooting issues, because players expect smooth performance across different platforms even if changes are made in game dynamics over different time due to factors related to the platform. Finally, optimization should be done before launch date. Fine-tuned algorithm scripts should be used in an automatic way and check general memory usage via runtime checks so it won't affect player immersion levels once they arrive in the virtual reality world. How much monitoring of a system variable do developers need to do and provide before instances can be safely deployed? Developers should consider any hardware or software limitations of the target platform, which can be caused by constraints in power processing or memory. When optimizing AI performance, you need to be keeping an eye on user engagement metrics, which will help you understand how changes are affecting player experience, both positively and negatively. It's important to iterate frequently during development as player preferences may change over time with new trends emerging, such as introducing next-gen procedural animation techniques based on deep learning models. So it's a good idea to stay up to date with the latest trends. Lastly, when troubleshooting complex problems within a project's database, opt for automated solutions instead of manual testing where feasible. This reduces human error in the number of iterations needed through deployment cycles compared to standard practices like debugging via breakpoints inside IDEs. The future of virtual reality gaming lies not only in developing compelling content, but having reliable quality assurance processes too. What strategies have you implemented to ensure the best results from your teams? VR games have the potential to be enhanced with different types of AI technology, but developers need to be careful in building their games. Different types of AI algorithms can be used for basic NPCs, dialogue, and environmental simulation. Deep reinforcement learning, or DRL, and natural language processing, or NLP, can be used to optimize game mechanics and create believable characters. But in order to properly implement these tools, developers have to create a plan tailored to their project that considers technical aspects like algorithmic scripts and data collection, as well as the non-technical factors like dialogue and realism. Additionally, they need to consider scalability, maintainability, and resource availability when creating the plan, as well as using debugging tools and analytics to optimize the AI during production cycles. Finally, troubleshooting should be done with automated solutions to reduce human error and quickly deploy instances. By understanding the tools available and following these steps, studios can create virtual reality experiences that maximize player satisfaction. Are you ready to learn how ChatGPT is going to revolutionize the metaverse? Find out in our next video and see how you can stay ahead of the curve and get a leg up on the competition. Don't miss out on this chance to learn about the future of gaming. Watch now and see how ChatGPT will change the metaverse forever.